say thank you for everything that you do for the state of West Virginia. Thank you to New River Community Technical College, what you do to prepare the workforce, including in healthcare. Clearly, it's great to see all of you here. Thank you for what you do for the economy of West Virginia. The higher education system is the strongest asset we have as a state for the talent pipeline. So if you talk to business owners, investors of all different kinds, state officials working to develop our economy, they're going to tell you the number one challenge right now is workforce development. Many companies are saying, I have positions that are available, but I'm having trouble finding the skilled workers that I need to fill those positions. And so it's partnerships like this that are going to help solve that problem. It's not going to be one institution. It's not going to be one program. It's not even going to be one part of the state that's going to build this new economy that we know we need and we deserve. It's going to be partnerships across programs, partnerships across institutions, partnerships even across different parts of the state to achieve that collective power of we are, doing more together than we could ever do on our own. So President Bonnie Copenhaver, who I'll introduce, is someone I've admired for a long time. There's a lot of innovation that happens at New River Community Technical College. There's a lot of partnership that happens here. Lives change here. And Bonnie's at the helm driving that leadership. In this role, I've gotten to know Bonnie pretty well. We've become friends. Bonnie and Brad work together all the time. So Bonnie, thank you for your leadership, and I'll invite you up here, President Copenhaver.
For those of you who are new to our campus, welcome to New River Community and Technical College, and it is my honor and privilege, as I tell people, to be the president of this wonderful institution. I do want to acknowledge the first row here. These are members of our Board of Governors. Would you all please stand and be recognized as board members for New River CTCs? And it is also very exciting whenever we have students in the room. I know we have a bunch of, Search Tech students, we have Lab students. We have several students throughout here, so welcome and thank you for sharing this exciting event. New River really does take the community part in its name to heart. And we see community in a variety of ways. We see community as other businesses and industry that we are training students to go into their fields of employment. And we also see community as our students. Those students have honored us with their presence, and it's our job to be the kind of institution that is responsive to our students, and we make sure that every process we have and everything that we do here is student-focused. And finally, our other partners, and certainly not least, of course, would be four-year institutions, because we know that some students do want to go on and get a bachelor's degree. Because many students start at New River not even thinking that they can make it through an associate certificate, much less an associate degree, much less something more advanced than that. And so we like to show students that opportunity. And today, for New River is another one of those wonderful opportunities. And I do have to share, I was thinking about this, and Brad reminded me of this when we were chatting back there, about the reason this came about. Because he and I happened to be colleagues presenting on a panel a year ago, later this fall. And one of the things that I was talking about, I was the only community college president on the panel, and I was talking about all the articulation agreements that we had, and I listed every single institution of my other panel members, but for one, and that was Marshall. And I got this look, around, and I said, yes, we'd like one with you too. And after we got finished that day, we had a little chat about it, and I said, yeah, we've tried reaching out. We are sincere in that. I think we do have students that would come to Marshall. So let's see what we can work out. And so it took some time. They had to have the right thing for us. We had to have the right thing to go into that. And I think that's what is exciting about this particular articulation today. It is for students that sometimes don't see themselves as able to get a four-year degree because of the kind of degree they have. They earn an AAS or an Associate of Applied Science. We love institutions that take those students and take all the courses that they took. And so we are very excited to have that opportunity. And now, when I give my list, I can add Marshall to that list of ever-growing institutions that we have partnerships with. And so today is a celebration of this very exciting venture. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We remember that well, but it's led to such good outcomes. So now I'd like to introduce someone that I respect so much. He's been a personal mentor to me, but he has inspired the Huntington community, the West Virginia community, and honestly, the entire Appalachian region. Brad, if you don't know the story already, you probably do. Brad grew up in Wayne County, West Virginia, right here in the southern part of the state. Went on to become a CEO in Silicon Valley for Intuit. What I love about Brad, and what you might not know, Brad has been in the room with presidents, cabinet secretaries, CEOs all over the world. But Brad values the input of students, staff, faculty, and community members just as equally as he does that of presidents and cabinet secretaries and CEOs. He's so humble. He's so committed to this state. He's come back home to bring what he's learned around the world, Silicon Valley, to bring it to West Virginia. He has faith in us, you and me and all of us, that we have the potential to compete on a global scale. And he's really brought that to Marshall University. The energy is just phenomenal, and we're so glad that New River can be a bigger piece of that energy through this agreement. So Brad Smith, president of Marshall University.
Brandon, you humbled me with your kind words. I am so excited to be in the room with so many inspiring thought leaders and change agents. And I will tell you, I think you have the most innovative president right here at New River Community Technical College. She is a game changer. She's a catalyst. All of us who run 2-year and 4-year programs talk about her. She makes things happen. She brings new ideas to the table. And this would not have happened if it wasn't for her. So thank you, Bonnie. You know, the task we have as a state and the task we have in education is shared across this country. We're going through a period of transformation and reimagination. All of education is being transformed by 3 things. We call them the 3 Ds: demographics, digital, and talent. Demographics, coming out of the Great Recession in 2008, 2009, the financial recession, American families chose to have fewer children. So that's now led to something you'll hear about called the enrollment cliff, which is the size of high school senior classes will begin to decline at 15% over the next 10 years. So there are going to be fewer people that will be considering education as an option. The second is digital. We live in a world now that's connected in the cloud. So whether you think about YouTube or Khan Academy as ways to learn, or you think about Coursera and all these different options, and now you have artificial general intelligence, there are all kinds of options now for people to learn a new skill, and they're not sure whether a 2-year program or a 4-year program is right for them. And that leads to the third D, which is doubt. Gallup survey did a research back in the 90s. Over 90% of families thought it was important to continue to learn and grow. You go to 2015 and 57% thought that was important, and last summer the number dropped down to 36%. So we have to realize that as institutions we need to step back and tailor what we offer to what today's student is looking for. They're looking for affordability, they're looking for flexibility, and they're looking for something that leads to their lifetime achievement. So we are reimagining that, but we also recognize if your dreams can be achieved alone, you're not dreaming big enough. We could not do this if it was not for New River Community and Technical College. And to be honest with you, we would have been stuck in an old model if it wasn't for Bonnie and her peers who said we have this Associates of Applied Science, but then when they transfer to your schools, they don't get all 60 credits to transfer. So we have changed that. We have passed a Bachelor's of Applied Science, so now you get a 2-year degree from New River. If you choose you want to come to Marshall and continue, all 60 credits will transfer. And you will be on your way to a Bachelor of Applied Science. We recognize quality when we see it, and we're excited to be a part of the continuum. We've often said, first important word in our rally cry, we are Marshall, is the first word we. But remember, we're West Virginians, and the most important letters in our state's name are the first 2, W-E. So God bless New River Community and Technical College. God bless West Virginia. Go Bird.
Now I'd like to welcome up Karen McComas. Dr. Karen McComas is Associate Provost for Marshall University. This Bachelor of Applied Science is a big deal. To develop a new degree program takes a lot of work with a lot of different stakeholders. Karen patiently took the steps, put in the time, and got us there with a lot of enthusiasm and excitement. So afterwards as well, Karen will be available to answer if you have questions about the Bachelor of Applied Science. Karen's the expert. Karen, come on up.
Well, good morning, Brandon. Thanks for your introduction. Dr. Copenhaver, thanks for your hospitality, and we're very excited to be here. I'm bringing you greetings on behalf of Academic Affairs. Provost Mukherjee was not able to be with us today, and so he wanted to make sure that I passed that along. And I also wanted to share some thoughts from Academic Affairs about this experience, what we're doing here, and the great things that are happening because our schools are all talking. You know, most educators that I know have what they call a manifesto. It's a book or an article that has inspired them, perhaps even taken their breath away at some point. And it's changed how they saw the world and certainly how they see themselves in that world. My manifesto is The Courage to Teach, Exploring the Inner Landscape of a Teacher's Life, a book written by a man named Parker Palmer. It's a book I have read literally dozens of times, and Palmer's voice and ideas resonate with me to this day. Often, when I hear President Smith talk, I think of Palmer. When the president started asking us, how can Marshall contribute to improving the lives of all the citizens in West Virginia, instead of asking us, how can we just improve our students' lives? I thought of Palmer, who said that education is more process than product. And right there, more process than product is what took my breath away. We know we don't get an education, we become educated. The process never has to stop. It doesn't have to stop at commencement, it doesn't have to stop when you retire, the process goes on. We can continue becoming educated. Palmer also said that education is a relational, ecological, and interdependent process. Having agreements with other schools and programs is not anything new. What is new, though, is how the process of education dictates how we need to use those agreements going forward. We want to clearly articulate and strengthen our relationships. We want to be ecologically valid in that our agreements make sense in the real lives of students. And we want to promote a cooperative, not competitive, interdependence with our partners. The educational systems in West Virginia, which typically run parallel to one another, are intersecting more often and more meaningfully. These intersections are binding our institutions together, creating stronger and more agile systems that make it possible for our citizens to move in and out of various educational offerings and opportunities so that they can achieve their goals in their own time. The Bachelor of Applied Science is a great example of a new pathway. It was designed to provide opportunities for individuals who hold the technical AAS degree. Formerly considered to be a terminal group, the end of the education, the AAS degrees are now part of a larger pathway that can lead to a bachelor level degree and beyond, where students build new knowledge and new skills that complement the technical training that they got in the beginning. We're proud and we're honored to establish this partnership with New River Community and Technical College. We're looking forward to increasing opportunities and experiences for all of our students. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. You hear the thoughtfulness and the passion and the energy that's gone into this degree program. We're so excited about these new opportunities and partnerships. Thank you, Karen. And now, Karen's equivalent here at New River Community Technical College, Dr. Stephen Lasik, who serves as Vice President of Academic Affairs. Welcome to the podium.
Well, thank you all for being here. President Smith, Dr. Copenhaver, Dr. McComas, it's nice to finally meet you. Mr. Dennis, it's nice to be working with you again. Mr. Dennis and I actually worked on a very similar project years ago at another institution that we'll name unnamed. But we got to see the benefits of this collaboration that we're working on here today. This is a very important day for me personally. As I mentioned to some folks in the audience, I actually grew up just over the hill here, about 5 minutes from where I'm standing right now. I was the youngest of 7 kids. My youngest brother is 10 years older than me. So I think about the opportunities that I had as a high school graduate versus the opportunities that he had and my older siblings had. When I graduated, I-64 was already built. When they graduated, it wasn't even here. This was still a field. There was no building here for people to come and continue their higher education. But for me, personally, I know that I was given much more opportunities than my siblings. And I often wonder what they would have done had they had the same opportunities I had. So I'm talking to the students who are in the room right now. Think about this opportunity that's going to be signed into effect today. Think about where you started in your aspirations, and think about where you want to go. I know a lot of you are going to be very happy with an AAS degree, and that's going to be perfectly acceptable for very many people. You're going to find success in that in your own way. Some of you will want to continue that education, and here's a great opportunity for you to do that. So thank you. I really appreciate the collaborative nature of this event. It's awesome as a Southern West Virginian to see this happening. I also graduated from Marshall, so it's doubly fun for me to be up here talking. So
Can't escape this.
so it's a great day. Thank you.
And the passion and the energy. I love the message directly to the students. And talk about coming back home. There's coming back home. There's coming back to the same hillside. Just about. So what an incredible story. So now for the grand finale, we're going to sign this agreement. So I'll invite the presidents to go first, and then we'll have the vice presidents and the provost to come up and sign, and that will make it official. Yeah, we'll get the cameras a little bit closer for the grand signing.
Can move up with her if you want.
And we do share color.
Yes.
We share the green color.
I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, Karen.
Right. Give our seats up.
Almost there. I needed 2 flags.
So let's get a picture with the 4 of you.
Absolutely.
All right.
I'll take it.
Stand next to my fellow vegan.
That's right. Put vegans together, we're all vegans.
Enjoy all the vegan food.
That's right. Yay.
Okay, Mommy, we done?
You got it?
Thank you all again. Please do stay and enjoy the refreshments. Thank you, New River, for your hospitality. Again, any of us can answer questions the best we can. Karen is definitely the resident expert on the details of the BAS. And let's go, West Virginia.